Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of At the Table. Today we're going to be making lots of easy make-ahead salads for the upcoming grilling season. So let's get started. We're going to start with a lightly dressed berry salad. It's very easy. We'll make the dressing first. So in a bowl, you'll want to combine 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. It's already open, look at that. You know, that's the worst thing. No. It's the worst thing. You go to open something and they have those little safety tabs in there and you end up like me and you have it stuck here in the top of the lid. So we're just going to pour it out. All right. So 1 and 2. And then to that, we're going to add about a teaspoon of honey. There we go. And if it's a little over, it doesn't have to be exact. That's fine. This is a dressing, not a cake. Get that in there, let that drizzle down. And you're also going to add to this cinnamon and mint and vanilla. All right, I think that's good enough. We want about half a teaspoon, of vanilla. Ooh, it's all right. And then a little bit of cinnamon. Again, this is about half a teaspoon, so you can just sprinkle it till it looks good. Okay. Whisk this together. The acid in the lemon juice is going to help loosen that honey up, so it's not going to be a really thick, sticky dressing. It's going to be a very light dressing. Set that aside, and to another bowl we're going to add in our berries. So I've started chopping up some berries here. You want to use strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. And you want all of the berries to be about the same size, so you're just going to roughly chop up these strawberries, I should say. You know, about the size of blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. Just kind of cutting them in half and then quartering those halves is pretty decent. Smaller berries, of course, you can just cut those in half. Doesn't have to be all the same size. And you can also, you can add different flavors to this salad very easily. You can add in ginger to give it, fresh grated ginger to give it a little bit of a zing. You can add in other spices besides cinnamon. You could do cloves, ground cloves. That'll add some spiciness there. All right, so we've got all of our berries cut up. And then here we're just going to add about a cup of blueberries. I think that looks good. And we're going to throw in about a cup of raspberries. And the good thing about all of these berries is May, June, July, those are when these berries are going to be coming out and they're fresh, so you can get them local. All right. So now we're just going to take this dressing, give it another little whisk, pour it over the berries, like so. All right, and then let me grab a spoon. I'm going to gently toss those berries in that dressing. Very good. Now just coarsely chop up some mint. Leave a few leaves, to add some pretty decorative, make it look pretty. Just pull your leaves off. Make sure you wash your mint, of course. All right. And again, just roughly chop this up. Or you could tear it if you don't want to chop. We have options here. All right. So add that into the berries. All right. And just stir it up, combine all of those together. Now you'll want to cover and refrigerate this. You can refrigerate it for an hour or overnight. That just gives all of those flavors time to marry and come together. I'm going to set that aside, get it covered up, and stick it in the fridge. We're going to take a quick break, and whenever we come back, we're going to jump into a spicy cabbage slaw and a creamy tomato, radish, and cucumber salad. See you in a few.
Looking for training that leads to a high-demand, high-paying career? Bladen Community College can help you get there. Enroll in our welding program and gain the skills and expertise needed to excel in the industry and secure a successful future. Explore our HVAC program, where you will learn to install and service energy-efficient systems to keep homes and businesses comfortable year-round. Learn more at bladencc.edu or give us a call to get started today.
Hey guys, Sydney and Jesse here from At the Table. Are you enjoying the show? We want to hear from you. We have a quick survey where you can tell us things you've learned, recipes you've tried, and how the show has impacted you. You'll be entered into a grand prize drawing. Check out our link or scan the QR code for more info. Thank you for tuning in and cooking with us at the table.
Great communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
Hey y'all, welcome back. So we've already got our lightly dressed berries in the refrigerator, and now we're gonna work on our spicy cabbage slaw. So for that, you want to get a bag of your shredded cabbage, the tricolor, one with the carrots and the red cabbage in it. So you'll take that and you'll just dump it into a bowl. And to that, you're going to add about 1/2 cup of thinly sliced green onions or scallions. Just going to quickly chop those. And of course you can save the darker green parts as a garnish for later. So add these scallions to some already cut up scallions. And also, you're going to add in about 3/4 of a cup of thinly sliced radishes. So let me get my radishes over here. These radishes add a very a peppery bite to the salad. This is very, I feel like, Asian inspired. Very crunchy, cool, yet spicy. These are all great for barbecues, cookouts. You know, during the summer we love grilling out. And sometimes it can be a little bit of a headache, especially if you're the one hosting. So anything that's quick and easy or can be made ahead of time is my kind of recipe. If you happen to have a mandolin, this would make chopping these radishes a lot easier and they would be more uniform. But just, if you don't, a knife works well. Just keep your fingers away from the blade. Very good. So what we'll do, not the tops and the bottoms of the radishes. We'll add the radishes and the scallions to the bowl with the cabbage. Set that aside. And in another bowl, we're going to make the dressing that goes on top of this salad, or goes on the salad. So we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar. And you can get this at or in the Asian section of your grocery store. That's 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, careful, Jessie. And then to that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. Again, get this in the Asian section of your grocery store. This is very potent though, and it smells really good. It's got that salty umami flavor. All right, so 1 and 2. And then 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And then to that, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of toasted sesame seeds. And you can just easily toast these on your stove. Just take a small little skillet, put it over medium-high heat, and just keep them moving around until they start to smell very fragrant. All right, so this we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. Or I'm sorry, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. If it was a teaspoon, that'd be way too salty. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. You can absolutely do less or do more. It just depends on how much spice you like. And then grabbing a fork or a whisk, you just whisk this together. All right. Now, with this particular salad, you don't want to add the dressing immediately. If you're making this ahead of time, store the salad and the dressing separately. And then about an hour before you're getting ready to serve the salad, then you would put the dressing on. So in today's case, I'm going to go ahead and add the dressing to the cabbage and radish and scallion mixture. Just pour that over. There we go. And then you just toss it around. Make sure you get everything nice and evenly coated. You can use this as a side, or if you want to do something a little different with your burgers, you could absolutely throw this on top of your burger. All right, that looks perfect. All right, so that's all mixed up. Throw a lid on this, stick it in the fridge. We're going to take another break, and we're going to come back and we're going to work on the creamy tomato, cucumber, and radish salad.
Hey guys, this is Frankie with Owens Home Furnishings. Did you realize we sell custom sofas? We have almost 1,000 fabrics and hundreds of different styles.
Did you know that Owens Home Furnishings has a sleep retreat mattress gallery?
Did you know here at Owens Home Furnishings, we sell and install Mohawk flooring and do free estimates?
Did you know that Owens Home Furnishings has free in-town delivery?
Small, local, and family owned. Why would you shop anywhere else? Come see us at Owens Home Furnishings.
Computer viruses, malware, and ransomware are out there. They're dangerous, and they can steal your identity and damage your equipment. Star Communications is now offering Protect IQ. This service adds an extra layer of protection to every device connected to your network, working quietly in the background. Star can help you protect yourself from the inside out with Protect IQ. Call Star today and take advantage of this free service when you sign up for whole home Wi-Fi with Star Communications.
If you're a small business owner or prospective entrepreneur, The Bladen Community College Small Business Center is here to help you. They offer free seminars to help you start or grow your existing business, and one-on-one counseling and assistance is available if needed. They can also provide you with community and statewide resources. Best of all of these services are free. Let the Bladen Community College Small Business Center help you turn your dreams into reality. Contact the Bladen Community College Small Business Center today.
All right, we're back and we're gonna get started on our creamy tomato, radish, and cucumber salad. So to a bowl, we want to add a half a cup of feta, crumbled feta. You can use regular feta. Reduced fat feta is a good option to make it a little healthier. We're also going to add about a half a cup of mayonnaise. That looks about right there. And then we're going to add in about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Very good. And then a quarter of a teaspoon of salt and pepper. Pepper and salt. Give this a good stir to combine. We also want to add in some fresh dill. And just quickly chop that up. About a tablespoon. Herbs are also another thing that's really abundant during May, June, and July. So make sure you check out your local farmer's market or local farm stand to get all of your fresh veggies and herbs. Add that in. Save a little bit of the dill so you can garnish the top. All right, stir that together. Very good. All right, so to that, we're going to add our radishes, our tomatoes, and cucumber. So I've already started dicing radishes here, so just doesn't have to be any particular size, maybe small, whatever you feel like. Add those in. We're going to cut up an English cucumber. This is a pretty large cucumber, so I think I'm just going to do half of this cucumber. Trim the end off. And again, we're just dicing this up. This would be a great salad to, a side really for anything, but I think of chicken or fish as a great main dish to go along with this salad. All right, almost done here. Now your tomatoes, you can use any kind of tomato you want. I chose cherry tomatoes today just because they're smaller and really all you have to do is just half those or quarter them. But any tomato is fine, just again, dice it up, make sure you remove the seeds because you don't want it to get watered or your salad to get watered down. All right, let's go with the tomatoes. So some of these are kind of small, so I may just cut those in half. You want this to be a chunky salad, not a very thin salad. And I chose the different colored ones because I think it adds color to the overall salad. We have to remember to whenever we're eating, we want our fruits and vegetables to be a rainbow. Eat all sorts of different colors. And also, May, speaking of eating healthy and eating different colors, May is Mediterranean Diet Month. So some of these salads, or actually all of these salads, are Mediterranean inspired. So lots of colorful vegetables, fruits. All right, I think that looks like enough tomatoes there. Set that aside. And then lastly, you want to add in about 1/4 cup of finely diced red onion. All right, there you go. Now that all of our ingredients are in, we're going to toss this to combine with that dressing. It looks so pretty. And that feta will give it a nice tangy bite. There we have it. So there is our creamy tomato, cucumber, and radish salad. Again, toss it in the toss it together, put a lid on it, put it in the fridge for a few minutes. All right, so whenever we come back, we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna work on our mushroom beef burgers.
When we're connected, American communities thrive. As the internet connects more Americans every year, access to robust and reliable broadband is more important than ever for rural communities. The Universal Service Fund enables affordable, high-quality broadband, improves healthcare outcomes with access to telehealth options, gives children the education for a bright future, and allows business growth and job creation. The Universal Service Fund is expanding and sustaining connectivity for all, because when we're connected, America thrives.
Providing fewer commutes, more backyard offices, and crystal clear meetings. Providing less, you froze up, and more presence in your presentations. Providing a better internet experience. Providing possible.
Hey y'all, welcome back. We've got all of our salads made and they're ready to go, so let's work on our burgers. These are mushroom beef burgers, so you get to add in a little veggies to your burger. First, you want to finely chop up your mushrooms as fine as you can. You can use a food processor for this. Just try not to make a paste out of them. We don't want a paste. And after you chop them up, you're going to put them into a skillet over medium-high heat and let them cook down until there's no moisture left. You want to evaporate all of that moisture in there. Then you're going to need to let your mushrooms cool down for about 30 minutes. If you need to do it a little quicker, you can stick them in the fridge for 15. So we're going to dump the mushrooms into a bowl here. And this was about 2 8-ounce packages of white button mushrooms. And then you're going to add in 1 pound of ground beef. You could also absolutely use ground turkey or ground chicken. If you're using ground beef, make sure it's a very lean ground beef. And then you're going to add in a 1/2 cup of finely diced onion. In that goes. And then we're going to add in about a teaspoon of salt. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And then a little bit of garlic powder. This is just to taste, so add as much as you would like. Maybe start with a teaspoon and go from there. And then a little bit of oregano. If I can get this open. Let me wash my hands. All right. Just trying to avoid stepping away. And the same thing with the oregano. Start with maybe a teaspoon, but this is to taste. And then lastly, we're going to add in 1 egg. Now you get to get your hands dirty. You're going to mix this all together. You don't want to over mix it though, because that makes for a tough hamburger. So just gently mix it, using your fingers to comb it together. Now once you get all of this mixed up well, you're going to divide it into 4 equal parts or 4 equal portions, because this will make 4 patties, 4 very large patties. All right, that looks good to me. All right, let me try to get it in there and just kind of pinch it with your fingers in half. And then in half again. So again, this makes a very large burger. You could absolutely make smaller patties if you wanted to. All right. Okay. That's 1 patty. And then once you get all of these pattied up, you're going to let them sit into the refrigerator for about an hour or overnight. So there we go. Got those pattied up. I'm going to move on. I already have some pattied up, so I'm going to show you what we do to cook those up. Again, let me wash my hands. Anytime you're working with raw meat, please make sure you wash your hands. All right, so over here I have a skillet over medium heat. I've sprayed it with a little bit of cooking oil. You can use olive oil, vegetable oil. And then you're just going to place these patties in here. All right, so you're going to cook these patties for about 6 minutes on each side. You want to use a kitchen thermometer and ensure that these patties are 160 degrees. You can press them down a little bit. And once you finish cooking them, put them on a bun. You can use some of that spicy slaw that we made earlier. Add cheese. You can add a spicy mayo, which is really easy to make. Just mayonnaise, a little bit of sriracha, and a little bit of lime juice. Perfect. So there you have it. Some very simple, easy burgers to grill this summer, along with some refreshing slaws and salads, and a nice light dessert of dressed berries that you could absolutely eat with some ice cream. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on At the Table.